If you're thinking about starting your faceless digital business, or maybe you've recently started a faceless marketing business, then unfortunately, I've got some bad news for you. You aren't going to make any money because the business model, if we can call it that, it's setting you up to fail. And in this video, I'll explain why, and I'll also explain what you can do instead to still make money without showing your face on the internet. But you've got to do it differently to what everyone else is talking about. So if you've been looking into the industry or starting a faceless business, this type of content on Instagram will be very familiar to you. In fact, this whole account will be very familiar to you. Now, I don't know who Sarah is, right? But you will see thousands, literally thousands, tens of thousands of accounts just like this, where they don't show the face, they have like faceless digital marketing in their bio or their handle, and they'll post content like this, typically some like luxury / travel, like day-to-day reels, and they'll have a caption over it, and typically they'll have a CTA to be like, learn how to make money online without showing your face, okay? Now, newsflash for you, Sarah probably isn't called Sarah. Sarah is, in fact, probably a 40-year-old man living in Nairobi, Kenya. Okay? Now, nothing against that. It's just the state of the industry, right? People are creating these essentially fake accounts, and they're trying to teach people how to make money online. And again, I've got nothing against it per se. The game's a game. It is what it is. But because it is faceless, it means the barrier to entry in this type of business model is so low, which means it's got thousands upon thousands of accounts. Again, this is just Sarah, but I just typed in faceless digital marketing on Instagram, and you can see this account, you can see this account, you can see this account, you've got this account, and you can't tell them apart. Like, they could all be posting the same type of content on each other's page. Like, they're all exactly the same. And it's not just on social media organic. You've got people running ads as well. So I just went to Meta Ads Library, typed in faceless digital marketing. And again, I could scroll for hours on all the different accounts. And they're all similar-ish, where they've got some form of B-roll, they've got a caption over the top, and they're either sending you to go to their bio, or they're sending you to like a sales page where they'll sell you some form of like faceless product. And you can tell because they're all pretty similar. Like if we look at this one, so I got sent to this, it's like a stand saw from the ad. If you go back to Sarah's link in her bio, this is her stand saw, right? They look pretty similar, right? So everyone's basically creating these faceless accounts, and they're selling the same product. Now, that is a big issue. Now, going into a competitive market that is saturated with customers or competitors, not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst. I'm not saying going into a competitive market is bad, because if there's competition in a market, usually it means that there's demand. So it's selling. So people want what you have to sell. So I'm not against going into a competitive market. But if you want to go into a competitive market like the make money online with faceless digital marketing is, then you need a way to differentiate yourself. And like I said at the beginning, the faceless digital marketing model doesn't set you up for that. And that's why so many people are starting their faceless digital marketing business. They'll spend 90 days posting on Instagram 3 times a day, and they won't make any money, and they'll give up. Or they'll be like these people with Meta Ads. They'll start running ads, they'll spend $500 to $1,000, hardly make any sales. Then they'll turn the ads off and say that the business model, it doesn't work. Now, you might get lucky. You might post a reel that goes viral, gets, hundreds of thousands of views, make a load of money. Good for you, right? But that is it. It's just luck. And you can't really play business on luck. It's not a smart strategy. So that begs the question, how do you actually win at the game? So if we look at entering a competitive market, there's a few ways in which you can differentiate yourself, right? You've got a unique value proposition, you've got price, and you've got brand, right? There's a few other things as well, but these are the main ways. Now, a unique value proposition, that's effectively your product. So it could be the product is new, or it could be like you have a new feature compared to competitors, or maybe the result or the outcome that people achieve from using your product is different. Now, if we're looking at like the faceless digital marketing model, let's go back, let's go for red. You can't do that, right? Because look, everyone, as I just showed, everyone's selling the same thing. They're all like the secret sauce, the strategy, the branding course. They're doing like done for you reels. If we look at this person that came from the ad, look at this, the ultimate branding course, the strategy. They probably have some like faceless content vault, which is the done for you reels, 6,000 ready to use high quality faceless videos to use, right? Everyone's selling the same stuff. And if you go into these as well, you can see this person's got a stand saw. Look at that. It looks pretty much identical. If we go to this one, look at that. They're all selling the same product, right? Because there's obviously a few big players in this space who teach you this business model. And I think one of the biggest ones is this Digital Wealth Academy here. So that the high ticket back end is like $500, but they basically teach you to sell the same stuff as everyone else. So this business model doesn't lend itself to differentiate on the product because you are literally selling the exact same thing as thousands of other people, but you can't differentiate on the product. So then it's like, okay, can I differentiate on price? Well, you can't really increase the price and position yourself as like the premium player in the market, because if I'm looking at like done for you reels and someone's selling it for 27 and someone's selling it for 2,000, then obviously I'm just going to buy the $27 one, right? And you can't really decrease the price and be like the loss leader or the cheapest in the market, because number one, you're not going to make a lot of money if you're selling your products for like all for $5. But number two, a lot of these programs that you join that give you the reseller rights to use their products and resell their products, they have a contract that says you can't sell the products for below this price. So, I mean, I don't know exactly, but for example, with some of these, it'll be like, you can only sell this for as cheap as $27 or $10 or $30, because they don't want people basically out-competing people on price and just driving the price down. So with the faceless model, you can't really differentiate on price. Now, the other way you can differentiate is on brand. But you can't do that either because you are faceless. So the whole point of this business model is that you don't have to build a personal brand. Obviously, when social media boomed, people obviously became influencers, making a load of money, showing their face, creating content, creating videos. But there's obviously a big percentage of the population that don't want to do that, but they still want to make money online, which, kind of made this business model grow, where they're saying, hey, you can make money without showing your face. So the whole point of this business model is that you don't have to post or build your brand, right? So these people you're posting here, but they're not really showing their personality. Some people in like the stories, they will share more about their story. They will say stuff like, oh, I was working this job, 9 to 5, I hated it, found digital faceless marketing, made a load of money, blah, 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 right? Or I'm a single mom, struggling to pay bills, found faceless digital marketing, and now I make a load of money. So people do share their stories to become like more relatable to the audience, but it's just, you can't really do it in like a powerful or meaningful way if you're not going to show your face, if you're not going to show video content. Because if you've got two people who are selling the same product, one person makes YouTube content and makes video content and shows their face and talks about their story, and then another person only communicates with 10-second reels or some captions on an Instagram story, and you're both selling the same product for the same price, guess who's going to win? The one with the brand. And again, as I've just showed you, as we flick through all of these Instagram accounts here, you can't tell each one from the other. Like, you don't know who is who, right? And plus, like I mentioned, most of these are just made up anyway. Sarah, again, is probably a 40-year-old man, right? So people might come to her feed and be like, oh, Sarah's this blonde chick. No, she's not. People will just find a random photo of an attractive woman and put it on an Instagram account and start posting under a random name, because that will make more sales than if they were like a 40-plus-year-old man, right? So number one, they don't even have a story that you can connect with. But number two, you can't really tell it in a meaningful or powerful way to differentiate yourself, because that's the whole point of the business model, is that you don't have to build a brand, right? So if you follow the model like people sell it, it's impossible to differentiate yourself, and it's going to be almost impossible for you to make any significant amount of money with this business model. Maybe if you give it a go and post consistently for like 5 to 10 years, you'll build up a following, a name enough, and just through your consistency, people will resonate with that and appreciate that and buy from you. But if you want to make money fast, like, you're not going to do it by just copy and pasting what literally tens of thousands of other accounts are doing. And it's the same with ads as well. Again, there's hundreds of thousands of people running ads to the same types of products. So you can't differentiate yourself with ads either. So what I recommend, you can still make money with faceless digital marketing. You just need to do it differently than how people are teaching you. So we've already said you can't differentiate on brand because of the business model. You can't differentiate on price because, again, you don't want to sell a product for like $5. You're not going to make millions of dollars just selling a $5 product. And also, you can't really do like a high ticket product either, because if you want to be faceless, I assume you don't want to do sales calls. You don't want to do like online coaching. You don't want to be face to face with clients. Like, you don't want people to see you, right? So because of that, you can't really create a premium product that you can sell for like $2,000 to $5,000, $10,000. So you can't differentiate yourself on price. So the only possible solution, if you want to go down like the faceless route, is to differentiate yourself on the product that you sell. But again, you can't just sell the same thing as everyone else. So if we look at the niches that you want to go into, right? So you can still focus on the big three, which is health, wealth, and love. And I know that's not revolutionary. Some of you are going to be like, fucking hell, Sam. Every single person who's made content around how to make money, affiliate marketing, make money online, blah, 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 they always tell me to go out after the big three markets, right? And it's true. But again, you don't want to follow just like the regular advice that people talk about. So you want to go niche. Our advantage when we go faceless is going to be our ability to create super specific products that solve super specific problems. So you can create products in the health space, the wealth space, the love space pretty easily now with AI, right? There's different AI tools where you can create like PDFs, online like programs. You can also create online courses as well, all with AI. So kind of like the barrier to entry to get into these different industries is really low right now. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can go after. So don't go after how to make money with faceless digital products because there's thousands of other people going after that problem. Now we can use AI to create really specific products for super specific pain points, and we can be the only players in that specific niche. So for example, what you don't want to do, if you go into the health space, you don't want to go and sell a 90-day weight loss program. Why? Because there's a million other fitness coaches selling that type of program on Instagram, and most of them create workout content, they show their face, they create video content, they're posting on their stories every single day. They've got the competitive advantage of the brand. And they're probably going to do some face-to-face coaching as well, so they can probably increase the price and make more money as well. So you just aren't going to be able to compete with them. You don't want to sell ab workouts, summer shred programs, because again, if I'm looking to get shredded in summer and I've got the option to buy from two people, they both sell the same program for the same price. You've got person A who creates helpful video content of themselves in the gym, showing themselves cooking in the kitchen and shares their story every day on Instagram. And you got person B who posts 10 fucking second reels with some B-roll. Guess who I'm buying from? Buying from that fucker, okay? And they can probably increase the price for the same product and I'll still buy from them because I've got more trust in them, okay? So you don't want to sell stuff like that, which is what people tell you to do. In the wealth space, you don't want to make money with faceless digital products, right? I hope we've got that clear. If there's one thing from this video, you don't want to sell that, or at least you don't want to sell that with the stand store with the same strategy that everyone else is using. You also don't want to sell like how to make money with e-com or how to make money with drop shipping, how to make money with Amazon FBA, right? Because again, there's a million other competitors who are selling similar products and they show their face. They have the brand. They can differentiate themselves with their own personality. You can't. So those types of problems of like how to make money with Amazon, it is too broad and too competitive that you aren't going to make money as a faceless brand. With Love, there's lots of different directions to go in, but you don't want to just sell something more generic like how to find your dream partner, how to get good at dating, how to manifest love, right? All of that stuff is too generic, it's too general. And there's going to be someone with a big personal brand online who sells a similar product that is going to create more trust. They're going to differentiate themselves and they're going to buy from them and they're not going to buy from you. So when you're thinking about how to create your product or what product you should sell or create, you need to go the niche within the niche, right? So I want to give you an example. So if we look at it here, let's just say this big circle here on the left-hand side is the market on people who would potentially buy how to make money with faceless digital marketing, right? That's the market who would potentially buy. Now, you can create your Instagram account and you can create, a Facebook ad and you can go into that market and you can try and sell your $27, done for you reels, right? You can try that. But guess what? Like we've just talked about, you've got a million different other people who are selling the exact same thing. So even though the market for people who potentially want to make money online without showing their face, even though it's quite big, the overall how to make money online, like that market is huge. You've got a million different competitors in there, all selling the same thing. So that's why you're not going to succeed. What you want to do is you can go into the make money niche or the wealth niche, but you want to find a product that is super specific, and it's okay if it's got a smaller market, right? It's okay if you don't have a billion people who you can potentially sell to. I was chatting to someone recently and they had a client and they were making a shit ton of money teaching artists how to sell more of their paintings on Instagram. Like that was their niche, okay? They went into the niche of artists. They went into the niche of Instagram. So that's like a niche within a niche. And them and maybe a couple of other people are teaching that. So what happened was there was only like a couple of competitors who were selling the same thing. There's like one or two. And this is how you're going to win if you are a faceless brand. Because if you go into a super saturated market, as we've just discussed, you're not able to differentiate on the stuff, right? But if you go into an unsaturated market, then brand becomes less important and it becomes more about the product and what the product can do. And if you are one of the only people selling a super specific solution to a problem, like how to sell more of your paintings on Instagram, which is very, very niche, stuff like that is how you're going to make money. Now, don't all go and try and teach people how to make sell more paintings on Instagram. But that's just like an example of how specific you need to go with the pain points. Now, if you want to go through my process where I walk you through how to find these specific pain points and how to create the products and how to position it in the right way, then I have another video on the channel where I go through my low ticket selling guide. And there's a full video walkthrough of basically how I go ahead and basically pick the products, how do I create the products, and how would I actually go about selling like a low ticket digital product to make the maximum amount of money in small, like low competition markets. So I'll link that video in the description or around this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.